Hello everyone, welcome to Education in Hands. In this video, we are going to discuss about the effect of internal pressure on the dimensional change in thin cylinders. So what are the dimensional changes we are having and how it is affecting and what is their changes we will discuss in this video. For this, I am considering a cylindrical shell subjected to internal pressure P like shown in the figure. So here if we see the terminology, fluid internal pressure is taken as P and the length of the cylinder is L and diameter or internal diameter of the cylindrical shell is small d and its thickness is T. And if we see the material properties, we will take the Young's modulus as E and Poisson's ratio as mu. So here we know the values of circumferential stress or hoop stress, which is sigma 1 as PD by 2T, and longitudinal stress, that is sigma 2, will be equal to PD by 4T, which we have derived from our last derivation in our last videos. So from this, now we are going to find the dimensional changes which are happening in this cylinder. So let us take delta D as change in diameter and delta L as change in length, delta V as change in volume, and E1 and E2 as circumferential strain and longitudinal strain. So let us derive the expressions for these dimensional changes in this video one by one. So first one is circumferential strain. So here the circumferential strain is E1, which is nothing but sigma 1 by E, that is the direct stress, minus mu into sigma 2 by E, that is the longitudinal stress, which is perpendicular to the circumferential stress. So here we got E1 as sigma 1 by E minus mu into sigma 2 by E. Here we know the values of sigma 1 and sigma 2 from our previous derivation, where we got hoop stress sigma 1 and longitudinal stress sigma 2 as PD by 2T and PD by 4T. So keep these values in this equation for E1. So if we place the values of sigma 1 and sigma 2 in E1, we will get the value of E1 as PD by 2T into 1 minus mu by 2. So here we got the circumferential strain as PD by 2T into 1 minus mu by 2. So similarly, if we calculate the longitudinal strain, which is nothing but E2, that is sigma 2 by E, that is for direct stress, minus mu into sigma 1 by E, which is the perpendicular stress. So if we place the values of hoop stress and longitudinal stress in this equation also, we will get the value of E2 as PD by 2Te into 1 by 2 minus mu. So we are having now E1 and E2 values, which are calculated by using the simple strain formula. But according to theoretical formula, we know like circumferential strain that will be equal to change in circumference due to pressure by original circumference. So here change in circumference is nothing but final circumference minus original circumference. So if we keep that final circumference and original circumference formulas, we will get the value of E1 as pi into d plus delta d, which is the final diameter, minus pi d, that is the initial circumference, pi into diameter, which is internal diameter, by pi d, where we will get E1 as delta d by d, which is nothing but delta d is the change in diameter by original diameter. But we got the value of E1 as PD by 2Te into 1 minus mu by 2. So equate these two equations. So we will get the value of delta D by D as PD by 2Te into 1 minus mu by 2. So from this we will get the value of change in diameter delta D as PD square by 2TE into 1 minus mu by 2. So this is the value for change in diameter. Similarly, if we take the longitudinal strain, here we are having E2 equal to change in length by original length, where we will get E2 as delta L by L. So here we are having E2 value already derived as PD by 2TE into 1 by 2 minus mu. So if we equate these two, we will get the value of delta L by L, that is equal to PD by 2TE into 1 by 2 minus mu. From this we will get the value of change in length delta L equal to PdL by 2TE into 1 by 2 minus mu. So this is for the value of change in length. And then if we calculate the volumetric strain, we know the formula for volumetric strain, which is equal to delta V by V, that is change in volume by original volume. So the change in volume is nothing but final volume minus original volume. So here if we want to calculate the original volume of this cylinder means the area into length. So here the area is pi by 4 d square into length is L. So original volume is pi by 4 d square into L. So then the final volume due to this internal pressure will be like pi by 4 d plus delta d, where d is increased plus delta d. That's why d plus delta d whole square into length increased from L to delta L. So L plus delta L is the final length. So final volume is like pi by 4 d plus delta d square into L plus delta L. So if we derive it, we will get the value of final volume as pi by 4 into d square L plus 2dl delta d plus delta L d square. So if we keep these values of original volume and final volume in volumetric strain, we will get equation like this: delta V by V will be equal to pi by 4 into d square L plus 2dl delta d plus delta L d square minus original volume, that is pi by 4 d square into L by original volume. So if we refine this formula, then we will get the value of delta V by V, that is volumetric strain, as 2 into delta D by D plus delta L by L. So here delta D by D and delta L by L are nothing but E1 and E2. So we can write delta V by V, that is volumetric strain, as 2 into E1 plus E2, where E1 is the circumferential strain and E2 is the longitudinal strain. So if we keep the values of E1 and E2 which we derived earlier in this formula, then we will get the value of delta V by V like this. So if we refine this formula, we will get the value of delta V by V as PD by 2TE into 5 by 2 minus 2 mu, and we can calculate the volumetric strain with this formula. And here the change in volume we can calculate like delta V equal to V into 2E1 plus E2. So this is for change in volume. So if we see in a summary whatever we discussed in this video, first we are going to calculate the dimensional changes in this video. So here we calculated or we derived 5 parameters. In that one, the first one is circumferential strain, where we got E1 equal to PD by 2TE into 1 minus mu by 2. Then second one is longitudinal strain, that is E2 will be equal to PD by 2TE into 1 by 2 minus mu. And then the third one is change in diameter delta D, we got it as PD square by 2TE into 1 minus mu by 2. Then change in length delta L equal to PdL by 2TE into 1 by 2 minus mu. And then the final one is change in volume, delta V equal to V into 2E1 plus E2. So where we get it as pi by 4 d square into L into PD by 2TE into 5 by 2 minus 2 mu. So these are the dimensional changes formula we have derived in this video. So in next videos, with using this formula, we will solve some problems. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.